Education is complex, and if only one segment of the education industry is working at it, we're not going to be as effective as we are through collaboration.
It's not one valiant single educator who stands up and says, here's what I'm going to do for my little kids. Turn really wants to turn the system. And so you have to care about connecting educators, families, advocates, connecting whole communities.
If we really believe in children and in making a difference in their lives, we have to figure out how to collaborate with one another.
Turn represents a place where the union invites their colleagues, central office, the superintendent, the principals, to work together and reflect on their work and how to improve it. And at the same time, the union makes its own commitment to look at its own behavior and practice to see what it needs to do to improve.
I like the cross-pollination. It's amazing what it does. It puts everything into a whole new perspective. It really makes the conversation richer by a lot.
There's something about it when union and management hear the same thing at the same time. They dissect that, they try to understand it together. That doesn't happen in a lot of other places.
Partnerships at the district and school level lead to greater collaboration within the schools, and it leads to greater outcomes for kids.
The more you create a culture where people are willing to share their journey, both the breakthroughs, but probably more importantly, the struggle and the challenges, it opens up the learning.
Turn's unique because it's really where the rubber hits the road and people are actually trying to put things into practice that others are talking about. It's not from 30,000 feet above, it's right down at ground level.
I think the role of a union is to help our teachers find their voice because their job is to help their students find theirs.
It's through our union that we become better practitioners and more engaged in what it is that is influencing public education and what we do every day in our classroom.
Some people think that you can't really make progress until you have trust. If you wait until trust appears, you'll wait forever. Trust is rarely something you begin with. If you're lucky, you end up with trust.
There is some good news here, because if you take something that's broken and if you fix it together, all of a sudden you learn how to trust.
Thank you.
The long history of Turn is one of teacher-led change and teacher-led reform.
It's about really listening to what people at the building level are experiencing. What are the struggles that they see? How are they seeing policies and practices impact on their instruction?
I think one of the things that's held education back as a profession has been our fear of taking on risks, our fear of leaving the comfort of what we've always done, and being willing to venture out into that territory where no one has gone before.
What Turn is doing is best practice, bringing people together to develop relationships and really to look at best practices in a very organic way.
This has never been a place where you bring people that are just going to echo what you're saying. You bring bright, articulate people that have innovative ideas that are going to challenge your thinking.
We're in this not just for representing teachers. We're in this because teaching and learning is union work.
It's not a great amount of time, but it allows us to get that focus so that when we go back to our districts, we say, okay, this is what we said we want to do. Now how are we going to work together to get there?
If our administrators hear something that we were thinking about, weren't real sure it would work, if they hear it's working somewhere else, wow, that's a great idea. You know, maybe somebody else has a better mousetrap and we just need to borrow it.
The reason I'm so optimistic is because if parents really understand the benefit of this kind of collaboration, they'll demand it. And they'll elect board members who want this. Those board members will hire superintendents who understand this work and want to do it and want to promote it.
Nobody is as tough, either the union or management, I think, as we are any given day, in the sense that we say things in a room that one might say about the other, but never say in a kind of an open environment. If we model that, and we model it out of thoughtfulness, and we model it off of authentic friendship, caring, I think it gives them a chance to say, oh, that's the way we can speak here. This is just meant to be a place for truth-telling.